Hello, mortals. How are you doing today? So today I've decided to record, and trying a few different things. For one, based off my last recording, I had the music way too goddamn low. So obviously, I have it raised way higher than what it was before. We'll see how that goes. But also, I'm trying a technique that my friend told me about. Don't know how well that's going to work, but we're going to try it. And basically, I'm recording the game audio and the visuals on OBS, obviously, but I'm making a sound file for my voice in Audacity, which will make editing the background noises compared to my voice, actually possible, because I've tried looking up other methods and I have found actually nothing, literally nothing. So I'm hoping this goes well, but we'll see. But anyways, episode number 2. Woo! Once again, I didn't really have much to think about for recording. I just know that I really needed to because I wanted to this whole weekend. I just never found the time to do it because I'm what's called a dumb motherfucker. But I believe a good place to start is actually I don't have a good place to start. Oh no. What is something I could bring up? I guess I could bring up, I don't know. What can I talk about? I had ideas at the start of the day, but now they're just kind of gone. Oh, I know. I guess since there's not much to talk about, and I just thought about it, I can talk about my game, 7 Deadly Sins, because why not, I guess. I needed to talk about something that brought up, and I can talk about whatever I want because it's my content. So, my game, 7 Deadly Sins. It's funny because obviously, originally, it did not start out as 7 Deadly Sins. It started out as a some way to put my tabletop group's mecha campaign into a game, because we've been playing through that for several years now. And I say several, it's been 3 or 4 years, I think. 3 to 5, I think 3 or 4. But that was the original plan, was to have my group's characters fighting waves of battles, just get a starter game out there. But that obviously did not pan out. Well, not so much that it didn't pan out, but the more I thought about it, the more I was like, why would I want to do that for the mecha game? If I was going to do a game for mechas, I would want it to be some type of actual action instead of just turn-based. Which 7 Deadly Sins is planned to be. It's turn-based. That's what I was originally planning on doing, because it's turn-based is an easier way to think of coding rather than worrying about movement and all that. You just have to worry about clicky clicks. Which I may or may not be wrong about that, considering how long it took me to figure out how to make it turn-based as a fucking whole. Jesus fuck. But other than that, yeah, basically, it went from the mecha thing, and then out of nowhere, I went, hold on, I like the 7 Deadly Sins. I should make a game about the 7 Deadly Sins. And basically, ever since then, it's just evolved from that. And the bosses are pretty straightforward. It's the 7 Deadly Sins. Gluttony, pride, greed, sloth, lust, wrath, and envy. And basically, currently, the plan for it is the list that I just gave was how the fights are going to go in that order. And the 4 playable characters in it are going to be 4 OCs of mine, because why wouldn't they just be OCs? I mean, I guess I could have taken, like, things from history or mythologies or whatever, but no. My original content, I can make my original characters in it. Obviously, first up, we're going to have the character for this voice, Joe Dower, because a game about demons, might as well have an undead in there too. And he's basically made to be a supporting damage dealer. He is the one who just deals a lot of single target damage, but also has low healing, but also can resurrect everyone else. But he's the only one who can do it, so if he dies, you better hope you can kill the boss before everyone else does. And the other three, are characters that I have, but they're not fully fleshed out, especially not to the capacity of Joe Dower. The second one, which the game is built on the frontliners and the backliners. The other frontliner is Immortal. Immortal is a character that was based off of this voice. And basically, I asked TikTok, and I still don't know if it was a typo or they didn't know how to spell Immortal, but basically they spelled Immortal this way. I can't think of how to spell it on top of my head. I'm not even going to try because I'm going to spell it wrong from what it was. But basically, that's the way that his name is spelt. And he is made to be the tank and heavy-hitting damage dealer, which his job, like, statistically wise, he's the one who's going to be targeted the most. Statistically, won't turn out that way, especially with how some people's dice rules go. But that's what it's targeted to do, that he's going to be the one who's taking the most damage, but also is the one who can take the most damage while also dealing the most damage. In most situations, he does physical damage mostly. So, and then the first backliner is Chitter, which last video I showed a picture concept for him because while I was practicing my drawing. Chitter is Immortal is also a demon rather than undead. Basically, anyways, let me not get off topic. So, Chitter is also a demon. Chitter is possibly one of the oldest demons to exist, as he is the demon of knowledge, while Immortal is the demon of humanity. And this is the reason why both of them are helping out. Because Immortal, while yeah, the more humans, the better the quality of life of humans is, the stronger he gets, which that's how demons work within this world. They work on the concept of something, like the 7 deadly sins. They are demons of the 7 sins, and the more those sins are out there, the stronger they are, which is why they're being fought against. Yeah, Immortal is the demon of humanity, which he gets stronger with both the population of humans, but also the higher quality of life they have. And Chitter, being a demon of... Oh, hold on. My dog wants to leave my room. Be right back. Definitely need to cut that out. Alright, remember, Post Me, you gotta cut that out, you dumbass. But Chitter is a demon of knowledge, and obviously, as that implies, he gets stronger with how knowledge is spread and shared and collected. So that's another reason why he's fighting, because the sins, basically most of the sins do not want knowledge to be shared, collected, or anything like that. So that's why Chitter is fighting the demons. And then the final one is the least developed out of any of them, even more so than the other two. He is called Emerald, and he's a former incubus, which, if you don't know, incubuses are male succubi. Succubus, succubi, whatever. But he from being an incubus, he gained a concept as a true demon to gain his power from self-expression. So he is fighting demons because a lot of the demons limit self-expression as a whole. They want you to be a certain way rather than what you want to express yourself as. And that's what Emerald is supposed to be. Originally, Emerald was supposed to be like some meek little slime, but I came up with the concept. I don't know how, but I just went Incubus. But yeah, and also with all of them, I have actual like visual thoughts in my head. Granted, Chitter has a little bit. Joe Dower has the most, as I actually paid my friend to make a concept sketch for him, or whatever you want to call that. I don't remember what it's called. Immortal, I have a vague idea in my head, and same with Emerald, but Immortals is stronger conceptually in my head because he's relatively generic for like just thought of a demon. Like, he's big, he's muscly, he's red, he's got horns and sharp teeth. Not really lips. But the main thing with Immortal, I'm not sure if I want to have him dressing dapper, if I want to have him dressing more casually, or if I don't even want him to even wear anything. I'm not fully sure on that. I think I do want him to wear something, but it's not solidified yet. Emerald, on the other hand, I have no idea what the fuck I want Emerald to wear. I know, as a former Incubus, I don't want him to dress a little bit, Also, visually wise, Emerald is not what you would think of when you think of Incubus, as most Incubus are like, like femboy, twink kind of things. No, Emerald is a black bear. He's chunky, he's fat, he's got that southern drawl to him, which I'm not the best at a southern drawl, but that's kind of the feel for Emerald. That's kind of his personality, is that caretaker bear. He's like, yeah. And with that, I'm not sure how well his visuals will translate to his actual personality, if at all. Oh, also with Emerald, I forgot to say, and Chitter too. I'll start with Emerald because I thought of it first. Emerald's ploy in the game is the full support. Emerald is the one with the generic heal, which just has a heal that can just be used on anyone. It's really, really strong. It's guaranteed, I think, if I remember right, to heal either two backliners because their HP is so low. But then we have Chitter, who is the magic damage dealer. His whole thing is hitting a single target really hard with magic. And then he also has an AoE heal, which is weak, but if you don't feel like using emeralds, you can use Chitters. And also, every single one of them has a dot, a status condition. And oh my goodness, Joe Dowers is at Frostbite. It stops the target from. It's a really low chance. It does if I remember right, it does a lot of damage, and it stops the target from moving. It's been a while since I've worked on this, and I've done the concept. It also might change. Obviously, this is not even a pre-built alpha stage, so. Yeah, but that's the concept, is Joe Dower gets Frostbite because he's undead. He has the cold touch of death with him. Then we go with Immortal, who gets Burning, which lowers physical defense for a short amount of time and deals damage over time. Or at least I think it does damage. It might not deal damage over time, but it definitely lowers defense. Because he's the physical tank, so he does the physical. He lowers physical damage so he can deal even more. Then Chitters is poison, because as Chitter is the demon of knowledge, obviously he has ties to like alchemy and all that crap, so his is poison because of that. And then, which obviously poison is pretty straightforward. It does, I believe it was % amount of damage each turn, but it doesn't last that long. I'm pretty sure. Because percentage damage is really strong. And then we have Emeralds, which is, I remember called Curse, which lowers the damage that the enemy deals. which is once again pretty self-explanatory. If the enemy is going to do a big strong hit next, you activate emeralds, and bada bing bada doom, it doesn't do as much damage because they're weaker. Obviously, statistically wise, these are a pain in the fucking ass to set up properly, because I'm still, like, I didn't start learning how to program until last year when I started this fucking game, so, but for the most part, it's going as expected. And basically, that's kind of what I got for the heroes at the moment. Oh, right, the ultimates. So I did figure out how to have an ultimate bar and how to have it get filled up and all that stuff. So, it's not too exciting, but I just love the concept of ultimates. Ultimates are always fun. Limit breaks, ultimates, I love them. Joe Dower's ultimate is pretty straightforward. It heals everyone and does a certain, not certain. It heals everyone and resurrects anyone who has died. And he can use this ultimate while dead, because Joe Dower, being an undead, actually not so much that he's an undead that allows him to use it. It's they work for actual death, the Grim Reaper. Which, the Grim Reaper is one of the most primal, ancient demons, and obviously the most powerful, but they don't want to get stronger, because if they truly get stronger, everything stops. So they actually go out of their way to try to make themselves weaker by preserving life, because they don't want things to just stop. And they've been doing this since they've existed. Since death has been a thing, the Grim Reaper has been trying to prevent it. But they don't like to directly get involved because of how powerful they are, and they feel like it takes free will away from others. That kind of god thing. I haven't thought about the other kind of, like, primal demons, but pretty much death is just an easy one to come up with. And I already had the background for Joe Dower at the first place of how he works for the Grim Reaper, because he lost the fight and got a rope around his neck. But that's why Joe Dower's ultimate is that, and why he's undead instead of an actual demon. Immortals is the fucking Genki Dama, because how could it not be the Genki Dama? It's literally a Dragon Ball Z reference, because yes, he gains power, he takes power from all humans and deals a big AoE damaging attack. No idea how much damage it's going to do, but it's definitely going to be the hardest hitting thing in that game. Bar none. Then we have Chitters, which his isn't going to hit that hard. I mean, it's still going to hurt, and it's going to be AoE, but his is going to have a chance to have every status effect in the game happen to every enemy. I have not figured out how to make that properly work, because statistically, oh my fucking god, that is a goddamn nightmare to make sure that have all the status effects stack on top of each other. I haven't figured out how to do that yet, or if it even works properly. I haven't tried. Oh my god, ADHD brain. I got a new spirit. Look at it. Let's find out what it is. Oh, it's in the trash. What are you? It's a trash tanuki. Oh my god. Sorry, hedgehog. We gotta equip that. We gotta equip that. Oh, whoops. Tanuki, trash tanuki. Yes, trash tanuki. What are your other things? Oh my god, that's so cute. Yes. Look at him go. Yes. A new thing. Oh, yep. I can try to get a new spirit. Around the spirit will be broken. Day with a cup of tea by the fire. A cup of tea by the fire? Can I do that? Yeah, whatever. Yeah, but Chitter's ultimate is everything at once. And then Emerald's, if I remember right, it's supposed to just be a full heal for the party. Which is like, oh crap, everyone's dying, quick, Emerald! Oh, And I want to say it also has a chance to be, it's supposed to be a cleanse too. Which I believe Emerald's heal is also supposed to have a cleanse on it, if I remember right. Or was I thinking about having that be Chitter's because he hits everyone? I don't remember. But then there's also a rule option at the start of the menu called Chitter's Hints. If you have it check marked, instead of Chitter ultimate being the AoE status stealing thing, Chitter will scan all enemies, which will give you tooltips on every enemy. And I think I'm going to have the ultimate bar start the battle at a higher percentage if you have that up, just so you can actually scan and figure out what the heck you're actually trying to do. You don't need to do that, which is why it's an option. But it helps if you know... the tooltips are supposed to tell you, like, what exactly is happening. Like, you can still probably infer that by just fighting the bosses, but that's the general plan, is to have Chitter's Hints help people out with nonsense. And then we have the sins themselves, which the current order, which may or may not change, is based on how I view my relationship with the 7 deadly sins, which is why gluttony's at the bottom. If anything, I need the demon of gluttony to help me out a bit, because sometimes I don't be eating enough or properly enough. Well, I guess properly is kind of his thing too. He just wants you to be satisfied with that. And his fight is pretty straightforward. It's just to introduce you to just the game as a whole. He has a mechanic where he'll summon food. It'll either be a healthy food or a junk food. And if you don't kill the food in time, he'll then follow that up after the next turn by eating all the food. If it's a healthy food, it'll deal a chunk of damage to him. But if it's unhealthy food, it'll heal him a chunk of damage. That's basically his mechanic. It's pretty straightforward. All of them are supposed to have like little gimmick mechanics, obviously, because there are only 7 fights. They all need to have their own little mechanic. Then that comes with Pride being second, which I do feel prideful sometimes, but also I struggle with self-image because childhood, yay. Yay, family being the first bully, yeah. But Pride's fight is basically a weird slugging brawl between Joe Dower and Pride, because Pride is supposed to be designed off of a bird of paradise, a super flamboyant, pretty bird. And basically, he's supposed to be dancing and weaving all over the place, so he's really hard to hit. But because Joe is fast and wields a gun, he can still hit him quite often. And basically that's why Pride attacks Joe the whole fight, is Joe can guaranteedly hit him, so once he gets Joe out of the way, he can pretty much guarantee to win against the other 3. But Pride's fight's supposed to be just annoying, because not only does everyone have a chance to miss, they also have a chance to nick, which is 50% damage. Joe is guaranteed to hit, but he also can nick, which is a hit, it's just weaker. Instead of his skill, which will always do full damage. But that's Pride's fight. Pride fight is supposed to be, I can't wait to have people fight Pride. It's gonna be fun to watch people reactions be like, you motherfucking bird, say the fuck still, oh fucking Then the third is greed, which I like having money and material wealth, but also one of my main love languages is gift giving, which is why greed is so low. And greed's fight is permanent minions on the field, where he'll have, if you kill both the minions, he will resurrect them, and then you'll have to do it all over again. But if you kill one, then he won't resurrect the other, but the minion's supposed to physically hit like a fucking truck, but they're magically weak as a whole, which isn't too bad until you realize every 5 turns or so, Greed will do an AoE that hits everyone, both his minions and all the heroes, which is how it forces you to deal with the revival mechanic, because if you just didn't kill one, oh yeah, I didn't kill one, so I only have to manage the damage one. No, if Greed kills the other one with his AoE, then you have to re-kill the one because you just resurrected both again. And that's how you're supposed to juggle that mechanic. I don't know how well it's going to work in practice, but it's the first fight I designed for the game, which is funny that it's third, but it's relatively straightforward and simple, but oh god, it seems like it could be really annoying or really easy. I'm not sure which yet. Gameplay testing will tell me. But then we have the fourth fight, which is supposed to be Sloth. And Sloth is supposed to be based off of a Spider Queen, which she doesn't do much of anything outside of resurrecting her minions. And the minions are based off the 4 elements. Or not 4 elements, it's based off the 4 status effect that the heroes can do. Frostbite, Burn, Poison, and Curse. And that fight is supposed to just be basically a combo of trying to keep the minions dead while also dealing as much damage as you fucking can to Sloth. It is a speed race. You have to just go. You can't like hold back and be like, oh, I'm gonna do this, then we're gonna do this. You're gonna be like, all right, you're dying. All right, go. All right, you got resurrected. Go back down. Because unlike with Greed, where he guarantees that he will resurrect his minions when they both die, Sloth is, well, lazy as fuck, so they're not even guaranteed to even do anything, let alone resurrect or attack. And that's basically their gimmick, is just to keep the pressure on so you can blitz down Sloth and win the fight. And that brings us to, oh man, arguably the opposite, which is Lust. Lust has the 4 minions, but the minions can't die. However, their strength is determined by their HP, so they can't go below 1, but they will deal less damage if their HP is low. However, Lust will keep healing, or every action will heal one or all of the minions based off of what she decides to do. And that's pretty much just that fight. It's just keeping the minions as low as you can while also fighting Lust, which I'm not sure how I'm going to balance that fight yet, but that's the concept of that one. Obviously, I've only done one, which is I say obviously. I've only actually done one fight, which is Greed's fight, which obviously isn't set in stone yet, and I've started on Gluttonies, but this is currently all I have right now. And then after Lust will be Wrath, because oh god, I got some anger issues, unfortunately. I've never truly hurt anyone, but I've definitely done more than I should. And then, and that one is just a pure brawl. If Pride was a fight between Joe Dower and Pride, Wrath is a fight between Immortal and Wrath, because Wrath will just be going at Immortal the whole time while doing AoE damage to everyone else, and his physical defense will be low, but he's going to have a lot of HP, and the lower his HP goes, the more damage he's going to be dealing. So it's going to be a little bit of luck and a little bit of timing on your part if you can win that fight. Can I pull it off? Don't know yet. Well, we'll figure that out. Then the final coup de grace fight is with Envy, and the reason Envy is last and the most powerful is because I struggle with Envy the most. It's not even close. Like, every single thing I try to do, I always have to compare myself to others and think, they can do it so much better than me. Why do I bother? And it's something I'm working on. I've gotten better, definitely a lot better than when I was younger, but it still got a big hold on me. And Envy's fight is also, like, mechanically speaking, extremely easy to do, because Envy's just going to steal all the mechanics from the other bosses, basically. And the current idea, no one's ever going to see this, so I might as well just spoil it. The current thing is that it's supposed to start off being impossible. The first time you fight Envy, you're supposed to just lose. You're supposed to get your ass handed to you. However, every time you restart the battle with Envy stats drop by some kind of percentage. I currently think like 5%, maybe 10%. I don't know. We'll figure that out when we get to that road. And basically, Envy's fight is the similar thing to Undertale of determination. Can you fight through these? Can you fight through impossible odds? Can you show true grit and determination? And that's kind of sort of the message of the game as a whole, is can you push through what you think is impossible to get to a better ending? And that's kind of where I'm pulling from with the game, as basically as a whole. Like, obviously it's based off of me with just the order and all that stuff, but yeah. Actually managed to talk about this a lot longer than I expected to. Like, I wasn't expecting to get to go this long, and honestly, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. I guess I'll cut it for right now, because it's been pretty long. So, if you enjoyed your time here, thank you so much. Think about clicking the like button and subscribing. I'm trying to do more content more frequently. Currently, I'm just gonna probably be doing these podcasts for a while, but I hope at some point in the future I get back to my more edited content. But for now, we're just going to do with this chill podcasty kind of thing with minimal editing as a whole. But thank you so much for being here. Until next time, I hope you have a good day. Goodbye.